So this is a, I don't even know what year it is, 78 to 83 Ford Fairmont. 200 inline 6, 4-door automatic transmission. And we picked it up from a seller on Marketplace. A couple of friends and I took a trailer over about 20 minutes away from my house. He had it for sale on Marketplace. Not technically this car, but he had a bunch of cars listed in just one listing, so I asked him which ones he had left, and he's had a couple of box trucks, this thing, and an old Mercury Cougar. I ended up picking this thing up for $400 because it had been sitting in an overgrown kind of field forever, probably since the late 90s, so it's really not in bad shape. The body's really solid on it. The frame, or the unibody, since that's what it is pretty solid. There is a little bit of rust in some areas. Probably the most notable spot is this area here on the, I guess, frame rail is what you'd call that. It is kind of crunchy. Other than that, 200 inline 6, it's locked up as far as I can tell. I just tried to turn it by hand and it would not budge. One of the number 1 spark plug was out of it, because that's a good question. It was on the plug wire, but it wasn't in it, so it was pretty crusty. The rest of the plugs look really good. They're not rusty. They're not they don't look any in bad shape at all, so hopefully it's just a result of sitting. It doesn't have any water pump or any issues like that. There was a valve pan gas, or a valve cover gasket in the trunk, the package for one at least, so I don't know if that's a sign of things, but you never know. No battery. The carb isn't frozen, but the choke is. The throttle moves back and forth. You can kind of get to it, but the choke is completely stuck, so I sprayed some penetrating oil on it, but we'll have to probably heat it up with a torch. The inside is, well, the inside was disgusting when we got it. The headliner, I ripped that out because you can kind of see how disgusting it still is, but there was mouse material and everything, and when we were cleaning this thing out, when we were cleaning out the trunk at least, I pulled out a couple of things, and one of the mice, or I think there was only one left in this thing, but it jumped on my shirt and started trying to climb up my shirt, so that was fun. Yeah, all of the brakes are locked up except for one of the fronts. I think it was the one on this side, but had to take the drums off and whack on them with a hammer for quite a while to actually get them freed up. But yeah, I think it should be a pretty decent project. No title. Have to get a bonded title for this one if I'm going to want to drive it on the road. Yeah, I think this will be the first of maybe a few kind of just short videos, seeing if we can make any progress on this thing. That's really the most notable rust on the body. The rest of it's pretty decent. This side, the quarter panels are solid. Really no dents to speak of. There's ants on this thing, I'm noticing, so hopefully I'll have to spray it. I sprayed up by the windshield because there was more over there. Yeah, really the interior is going to be what's most of a hassle in this thing. Worked on cleaning the door panels. This one here is starting to come out pretty well. Tried cleaning the seat there a little bit, and that door panel over there sort of cleaned up pretty well. But yeah, trunk's solid. There's a bunch of crap on the trunk lid, so I'm not going to open it or anything, but I do have the keys. The guy had like 20 sets of keys for various cars, and he had probably 6 or 7 combinations for Ford keys, so I just went through them all, and one key for, it said a 70 Ford Falcon on the keychain that it's on. Well, it's right here actually. Yeah, 70 Falcon was this key, so that one worked for the doors, and then I found another key ring that had this trunk key on it, and this one worked, so Yeah, I'm glad they only used like 10 combinations of keys for these cars, because I tried the keys for the LTD, but they didn't work. 67 LTD. Neither of the keys worked from that car on this thing, so I'm just glad that he had keys for this car that would work. The ignition cylinder's gone, the shifter linkage is disconnected, no battery, engine's locked up. I'll have to actually plug a battery in and see if anything actually works. But yeah, I think it'll be a good project. The rear diff seems good. The wheels spin and the drive shaft turns and doesn't make any crunchy noises, so I think that'll be pretty decent. If you want to keep watching videos on this, let me know, I guess. So yeah, with that, I'll say goodbye and thanks for watching.